On this week's episode of This Must Be the Place, we're not going to talk about real estate because it's dead to us. We're going to talk about all the other things around real estate. We're going to talk about
the word today is tangential. We're going to tangentially talk about real estate.
We're going to play some Minnesota trivia. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a neighborhood watch about Linden Hills. And BoomTimes?
Maybe open up the This Must Be the Place email
Mailbag
inbox.
Mailbag. We got Mailbag happening.
Yeah.
That's today. Join us.
This must be the place. Yeah, this must be the place. Ain't no time to waste. Ain't no time to waste. So whether you in Minneapolis or St. Paul, Bloomington to Maple Grove, from the east side to the west side, down south to way up north, let me hear you say, this must be the place. Yeah, this must be the place.
All right. Hello. Hello.
Welcome.
And welcome to This Must Be the Place, the only Twin Cities real estate and real estate adjacent podcast, where one of the hosts thinks stucco is Spanish for when you're jammed in a place and can't get out.
I am stucco.
Estoy stucco.
That's good.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I've recently spent some time in Mexico, so I know a little Spanish.
that'd be me in Ecuador, trying to squeeze down one of those alleys with my fat self.
Yeah, estoy stucco.
Go get help.
Ayúdame. All right. We did it. We got through it.
We're there.
We're there.
Okay, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Well, what do we have first?
Should we start with the mailbag today?
I think we should start with a mailbag.
Mailbag. The first mailbag read of the pod.
That's right.
Shout out to, I'm going to say your name, Mike Kniff. Not to be confused with Kenneth Kniff.
Can I try to spell it without knowing?
Yeah, yes.
I pride myself in good spelling.
Yes.
Is it Kniff?
No, it is not. It's
K for sure.
Nope.
C.
Yeah, and I don't want. We're not going to spell it because then we're going to dox the poor.
Yeah,
fellow.
you're right.
But Mike wrote us and said, "Hey, sorry for nope." That was my response to Mike.
I love how you have to respond to our first mailbag with sorry.
Yeah. Hey, sorry about that, Mike. Hey, Andrew and Casey, I'm really digging the podcast and how you put a fun spin on things when it comes to the Twin Cities housing market and buying or selling a house in general. I also like how you guys branch out and cover other fun aspects about the people, places, and things of the Twin City. I definitely learned a few things along the way on all of those topics. I had a couple questions for BoomTimes. I think it's the improper use of BoomTimes, but I'm going to let it slide because BoomTimes is kind of like John and Philly at this point. I feel like it's anything you want it to be.
I totally agree, yeah.
One, who sings the This Must Be the Place theme song? I initially thought Brother Ali or even Golden, but I'm guessing not. I'm wondering if it might be some other cool local talent. Two, I recognize Golden, the rapper, is probably long retired. I did get to see him live in concert. But what would each of your top 5 favorite Golden tracks be? I also dig that you have the mixtape up on the shelves of the studio in the background. Keep rocking the podcast. I'll keep checking it out. Cheers.
Great email.
You can imagine upon reading that the first time, I thought I was like, this has got to be a friend of mine who is just screwing with me.
Yep.
But I don't think it is.
No, it sounds without knowing that you can't read tone from a typed out email, but
yeah.
It seems authentically real.
And I will say, Mike, truly thank you for listening. We enjoy hanging out with each other and talking about this stuff.
We do.
But we're also trying to create something that's enjoyable for people to learn a little bit about the Twin Cities, the people, places, things, properties that make this place great. And we appreciate you reaching out and letting us know that you are one of those people.
Yeah, and if anybody else has any questions, comments, concerns, hit us up via email. thismustbetheplacepod@gmail.com.
Yep. So Andrew.
Yes.
Who sings the This Must Be the Place theme song?
Okay. Now I had not Casey had read this email before. This is the first time I'm hearing it. So is this something we want to divulge, or is this something we just want to keep clandestine for the foreseeable future?
Well, I mean, I think oddly enough, it is the rapper Golden.
It is the rapper.
It is the rapper Golden. We were lucky enough to have him be able to do something for us.
Yeah.
But I can say, even knowing Golden as I do, I would have way rather had Brother Ali do it.
Me too.
Right? Like,
no offense to Golden.
No, I
wherever
mean,
he is today.
You're cool. You know what I mean? Whatever. If we could, Brother Ali, man, Ali, look, man, I know you listen.
Yeah.
Brother Ali, do our theme song. Maybe version 2.
Please.
Yeah.
We don't ask much.
No. In fact, we've never
This is the first thing we've asked anybody.
We've never asked anything. And it would be our honor, our pleasure to have a Brother Ali theme song. But no, it is not Brother Ali singing the This Must Be the Place.
It is
song.
Golden, though.
It is Golden. And that dude is sketchy at best, so if we could if we could replace him.
Yeah, you see him you walking toward him on the street, you cross that street.
Yeah, because you never know what you're gonna do. He's like a wild animal.
He's unpredictable.
He is unpredictable.
Yeah.
But we do get into I recognize Golden the Rapper is probably long retired. He is from rapping.
Yes. Still active in music though, from what I hear.
Still active in music. Still active in being a dick. He's just a
True.
jerk.
I know that from experience.
But it asks about the top 5 favorite Golden tracks. And I know you were a huge Golden fan. In fact, I'm willing to bet that you couldn't even name 5 Golden tracks, let alone your top 5.
Watch me.
Okay.
Number 1.
Yep.
Golden Lady by Stevie Wonder.
Oh, this is a good twist. I like it.
Number 2.
Yes. Nope.
Golden.
Nope.
Why is Golden Lady the only golden song I can think of?
Golden, Jill Scott. Living my life like it's golden.
Living my life like it's golden. That's a great song.
Yep. I'm sure there's more Golden records.
After the Gold Rush by Neil Young.
That's a stretch.
It's a stretch, but we're stretching.
Yep.
Solid Gold by Gloria Gaynor. I don't know. I just made that up.
Gold or Golden or Solid, one of the golds by Harry Styles.
Boom. Done.
Okay. As far as actual Golden records, I don't really even like the guy.
You mean musically or personally?
Peddling Medicine was a cool one, I have to say, personally. But I like the mixtape. You're right. The mixtape is on the wall somewhere up there.
Peddling Medicine sounds great when you say it.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was kind of behind the scenes.
Peddling Medicine.
Yeah.
It was, the theme for the album was a little caricature on a bike, and he was selling his medicine.
Yeah, it's a metaphor. I'm guessing it's a metaphor. Blah blah blah. He probably thought he was real clever with that one.
But I do like that. I like Peddling Medicine quite a bit.
All right,
that's my favorite.
Cool,
Mike. Thank you for reaching out. Truly appreciate it. If anyone else has mailbag questions, feel free to drop us an email or leave us a voicemail, 612-234-1889. And let's get into some Neighborhood Watch.
All right.
And now, This Must Be the Place presents Neighborhood Watch.
Where are we going this week?
We are going to the magical, majestic hills of Linden.
The hills of Linden.
Yes, Linden Hills.
Not to be confused with Linden Bully.
Who dat?
Tribe Called Quest.
Linden Boulevard.
There we go.
Represent. A Tribe Called
Come
Quest.
on,
Represent.
man.
Yes, I'm sorry. Linden Boulevard.
Yes.
My bad.
Okay. Where's Linden Hills?
Linden Hills is a neighborhood in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Far southwest of Minneapolis, bordering on Edina. you get a lot of similar connotations that people have with Edina, they have with Linden Hills.
It's Edina for city folks.
Yeah, that should be on signs.
I think it's a little more Rivian and a little less Escalade.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's a little less Cadillac Escalade, a little more.
It's or a little
Rivian.
less Tesla, a little more Nissan Leaf.
Okay. Yeah.
We could do this all day.
Yeah.
So
It's a little more. I don't know. I can't.
a little less country, a little more rock and roll.
Yeah.
So Linden Hills. I think of Linden Hills as a realtor. I think of it as
Hold up. Where does it border first?
what
What are the boundaries? I mean, I got that. If you don't, if you're just off memory.
Okay, well, just yes. Its borders are a little less defined than some of the other neighborhoods because of the bodies of water.
Yes.
In which Linden Hills abuts. That's a word.
You didn't want to use the word borders twice.
Yeah, abuts.
Okay.
So we've got Lake Bidet Makaska
Yep.
to the north.
Yep.
Nay Lake Calhoun, and West 36th Street to the east.
Yep.
And then you've got
It's like the west side of Harriet all the way to
the
50th
west side.
Street.
And you've got Lake Harriet,
Yep.
and you've got William Berry Parkway.
Yep.
And then you've got 47th Street to the south, so not quite down to 50th,
Yep.
which is, for those of you that know, 50th is kind of the main east-west arterial street that goes through southwest Minneapolis. And then you've got France Avenue to the west. So in that part of the city, France Avenue is the
Dividing line.
what?
Dividing line.
That's exactly right. It's the Edina on the west side of France, and you've got Linden Hills on the east side of France. Now you've got Fulton right there, which is another neighborhood that sits just south.
Yep.
And you've got, what else do you have over there?
Doesn't matter because we're talking about Linden Hills.
Yeah, we're talking about Linden Hills. So, adjective connotations, sometimes you hear a little bougie, you hear
A little bougie.
but
Upscale.
yeah, but not all of
Yeah.
it's got
Yep.
diversity of home sizes.
Look, anywhere you have lake access in this city, anywhere where you are physically bordering one of the chain of lakes,
yes,
especially Harriet and Makaska,
yes,
you're gonna have some really nice, high-priced homes that really drive up the value because you could go more towards France Avenue and you could have very reasonably priced, reasonably sized homes, but those
Yeah.
are offset by multi-million-dollar mansions with a water view. You know?
Correct. And many of those, smaller bungalow style 1930-ish whatever homes, as the years go on, they get fewer and fewer because they're getting torn down in Linden Hills and being
McMansioned.
Yeah, mansioned.
That's not the term anymore, but
no, but that's
because in that neighborhood, they're really not like McMansions because it's not like all the same thing. Like people do some incredibly architecturally cool
for sure
renovations / modern
super. Yeah, you've got diversity of architecture by like you said, you've got super modern. The new builds can look like that. They can look like Victorian. They'll do Tudor style. They'll do colonial
Huge
style,
craftsmen.
Cape Cods, huge craftsmen.
Yep.
All sorts of different kinds of architecture in Linden Hills. And like you said, like the homes on Lake Harriet and even like a block or two off can be very, very expensive. So the median sale price as of December of 2024.
Let me guess.
Go ahead.
$14 million.
13.5.
Okay. All right.
$650,000.
That's good.
For a median sale price.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well above the Twin Cities average.
Yeah, close to double, maybe 75% more.
Okay.
The median price per square foot is $319.
Seems about right.
Which is a lot
well
of
above the average.
dough.
Yep.
A lot of money. The Twin Cities average is 198. So we're talking $120 a square foot
Above the average.
above the average. So in a 2,000 square foot home, that's $200K more.
Yeah. I mean, can I tell you what that pays for over there, man? It pays for walkability.
Yep.
It pays for very low crime rates.
Yep.
Comparatively. to the
Comparatively.
Twin Cities Metro. And it pays for that in an urban city aesthetic, right? Because you go to 50th in France and it's similar with the shopping
Yes,
area, but
yeah.
it's Edina and it feels suburban and it feels like a chain. That 43rd and Upton area
Yep.
in Linden Hills,
Yep.
that's like one of the coolest little corners or neighborhoods in the
I
Twin Cities
totally
in terms
agree.
of high-end, amazing restaurants
Yep.
to places that, I guess feel high-end, like La Cheeseburger,
Yeah.
but are reasonable,
To a little local hardware store.
or
That's
a
hard
local
to say.
toy store. Like it used to be Creative Kid stuff. Now it's
Yes,
something else.
yes.
Just amazing local shops there and super walkable.
But you pay for it.
You do pay for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
your property taxes.
In your everything.
It's your everything.
In
In
your
your purchase
everything.
price,
Yep.
and your property taxes and everything. But that said, it's a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
Something I found out while researching this, you think you're smart. You think, you meaning me, you go along in life, you're 45, recently just turned 46. You
baby.
think you know things, and then you find out Linden is a tree. Apparently this is common knowledge.
The Hill of Trees?
Yes, linden is a type of tree.
Okay.
What I found interesting is that there are 30 species of linden trees in the genus.
Is it like the truffula tree?
I don't know what that means. Lorax?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Okay. All right.
But it's in the genus Tilia.
Oh, God.
No. But Tilia is.
This is my favorite part of the pod.
Yeah.
When you dig deep on the scientific terms.
But Tilia, I
guess.
never knew that there's obviously the restaurant in Linden Hills called Tilia.
Connections.
Connections.
That's a great
Linden
restaurant.
tree is in the genus Tilia. Did you ever learn about,
Plant types?
no, King Philip cried, "Oh, for goodness sakes"?
No. No. What is that?
King Philip cried, "Oh, for goodness sakes." Kingdom,
Okay.
phylum, class, order, family, genus, species.
No.
King Philip cried, "Oh, for good." That's how I learned about the scientific chain of naming shit in Latin or whatever.
No, I never.
Kingdom, phylum, yeah.
If I learned it, it went right
All right.
out the
so
other
for
side.
all you high
man.
school kids watching and listening to this podcast,
There are a lot.
there are many. King Philip cried, "Oh, for goodness sakes." Boom, you just passed your
You
science
talk
test.
to your teacher about that one,
Yep.
kids. Don't take our word for it.
Yes. But anyway, Linden Hills. Linden is a tree. Who knew? Everybody apparently besides me.
Linden Hills was where Famous Dave's got its start.
Truth on 43rd and Upton.
Yep. And no offense to Famous Dave's, but I'm glad it's not there anymore because
None taken. I don't know why I would take offense to that, but
what are some of your favorite things in Linden Hills? I've got a couple because I like when people ask me about cool neighborhoods in the city, and they're looking for somewhere to live, and their budget is on the higher side. Like inevitably, that's one of the neighborhoods I suggest because I really have loved that neighborhood for a very long time. As a tourist to that neighborhood,
Yeah.
someone who can drive in and drive out. Man, if I could afford a place in Linden Hills, I might buy a place in Linden Hills.
for sure.
Technically, it's not St. Paul, so I'd have a problem with that
Yeah.
from an intellectual
you
standpoint.
couldn't get I don't think you could get over that.
But I wonder if I could somehow pretend it was St. Paul.
There's no St. Paul equivalent either. I don't.
Linden Hills?
No, I don't think there is.
You know, it's tough because St. Paul doesn't have the water aspect.
correct. I mean,
Right?
there's Como, but it's so geographically far from where
Yeah.
you think of
Yeah, and that doesn't have
the
the
most
vibe.
desirable, expensive places in
That
St.
doesn't
Paul.
have the cute little downtown. Like it feels like its own little downtown.
It's
Right?
43rd and Upton does, yeah.
And And St. Paul doesn't have, I mean, it has neighborhoods that have that, right? But it doesn't have a neighborhood like that.
Right. So to answer your question, some of my favorite things in Linden Hills, when my kids now are 16 and 12, when they were younger, I used to bring them to this bookstore called Wild Rumpus.
Yeah. Good one.
I believe we mentioned it in a previous episode, but it's a bookstore, but it's also a community-driven gathering place.
Yeah.
Kids books, but way more than just kids books. And they have the cool thing where they've got animals running around the whole store in cages, but only the animals that need to be in cages. But
like Wolverines.
Yeah, you got to cage those Wolverines.
Honey badgers.
Yeah, all of that
but they
genus or phylum.
But they let the gerbils run.
Yeah, so they've got like mascot cats. And not only that, they've got you can watch a live video stream of Wild Rumpus at any time, even at 3 a.m. if you wanted, and you can watch the animals just running around.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's great. These are some of the names of their animals.
Okay, tell us.
Booker T is a cat.
I love it. Okay.
Caldecott,
okay,
which is some kind of an award for a book, I think. It is. I believe a chinchilla. We've got Dave is a bird.
I like Dave. I like how there's just a Dave.
Eartha Kitt is a black cat.
That's racist.
Mo is a bird.
Okay.
Newberry.
Yep, that's
I
another
believe is
award.
another chinchilla is another award.
Yeah.
And then they have a gecko called the Stinky Cheese Man.
Dude, this is it's
You don't get this info on other podcasts.
Man. The Stinky Cheese Man is for sure the Dave and the Stinky Cheese Man.
Yeah.
Sounds like a children's book.
It does. Dave and the Stinky Cheese Man. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so shout out Wild Rumpus, and it is one of those unique small businesses in the Twin Cities that continues that knock on wood does not shut down with the global hegemony of big business, and it's supported and it thrives. So yeah, shout out Wild Rumpus.
Yeah, very cool.
I also wanted to shout out, like you mentioned, Le Burger 4304. I believe that's what it's called.
I thought it was called Le Cheeseburger.
That was a sign. That was a neon sign above the front doors of Salou on Grand Avenue. You remember that?
Is it just called Le Burger?
It's called Le Burger 4304.
I ate there the other night.
My son ate there the other night too. He said the burgers were B+, but the fries were the best fries in the history of the world.
Yeah, so I concur. Let me give you my thoughts on this.
Okay.
It is busy as hell.
Yeah.
Like busy. Like I walked in and I looked at my wife and I was like, really? Like we gotta stand in this line? But after I got past the initial shock, it's a well-oiled machine. Like that line circles through and there's not many tables, but they have it set up so when you order, within 2 seconds of you ordering, you're at a table. So they kind of turn and burn as their system. So you can't
That's
just sit
exactly
and chill.
what my son said, yeah.
Which is great. And the burgers were super tasty.
Yeah.
Would I say they're better than like
the Nook or Matt's?
Well, no, different, right?
Yeah, super different.
So if we're talking those kind of burgers, like, and this is the unfortunate part, I'm comparing them more to Five Guys and My Burger. Like that's the style of burger, right?
Sure.
So it's like a very good version of that style of burger.
Okay.
Really different than like Petit Leon or the Nook or Matt's.
Or even like 112 Eatery. Have you ever had their burgers?
Yep.
So good.
Right, so I could do a whole pod on that burger and why 112 pisses me off.
Why? Because the burger's so good? Oh, they did?
Yeah. So now, a side note
on the
here,
English muffin?
Yeah,
oh
dude.
My
112
God.
has the same burger with brie.
Yeah.
On a regular ass dumb bun.
No.
Without the spicy pickles. So what you've done is you've taken all the things that made that burger so unique and amazing.
Yeah.
And you refuse to do that by sticking it on a regular ass bun.
Folks,
so
Casey's getting upset.
I am. You want to know why I'm so upset about this? Because I would eat that burger minimum once a year. You know when? On my friggin' birthday.
Yeah.
We would either order it to go or we would go there.
Yeah.
And the last time I went in there, I mean, first of all, 112 is incredible. There's so many amazing things.
Shout out
there,
Isaac
right?
Becker.
Yes, like
and
ridiculous.
Nancy St. Pierre.
But this is one of those instances where a chef gets a bug up his ass and he wants to be different just to be different instead of doing the right fucking thing and keeping that burger on the menu. And he has irrevocably and forever destroyed the image of the 112 burger in my mind. And until that burger goes back on an English muffin with the pickles and the grilled butter, I will not be visiting your establishment, 112.
The grilled butter?
In fact, I have a motion. Motion to ban 112 from the pod.
Sorry, Isaac. You are our guest next week. But
You're banned.
You're banned.
And when you get the burger right,
he's busy. You remember Birch Steak?
Yeah.
Is one of my favorite restaurants.
Amazing.
It's coming back, brother.
Get out of here.
Not in the same.
I have a motion.
What?
They're unbanned.
Okay, thank you.
That,
you're back.
Yeah, you got me back, man. Birch was all-time favorite.
All-time.
For
One of my
me.
favorite restaurants ever. And right next to Bar La Grassa in North Loop on Washington.
Is that where they're going to put it?
They're going to put it. It's not going to be called Birch exactly. No. But it's like.
Same menu?
It's same. Yeah, right. They're still going to do dumplings. They're going to do pizzas. They're going to do steak. I know.
Dude.
I know.
Dude.
I know.
Isaac, get the burger right and you will have total perfection. Because that was a thing. Anyways.
Linden Hills.
Linden Hills. Sorry, that was.
So Layburger 4304. I just wanted to shout out
a good one.
My good friend Jera, who is I've known for 25 years probably. Oh my God, Jera, we got her husband is one of the owners of that restaurant.
It's a great place, man.
Yeah.
It
Jera
really
is
is.
also a realtor. We used to work together in restaurants a million years ago. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jera, but I think he is one of the co-owners. But yeah, anyway, so Leburger 4304, Martina. And, Martina's a place everybody's got to go.
The other pizza place right around the corner.
Rosalia. I shouted that out when we had M from Racket.
Yeah, and I went there because of that.
Did you really?
Molto bueno, my friend.
Some of the best. Was it one of the best pizzas you've ever had?
It was very good, man. There was one in particular, and I forget the name of it. I can look it up.
Did you have like the sausage with the spicy?
It was like
and
the Thai sauce.
Yeah. The green sausage.
Yeah.
Dude.
Really good, man. Really good. Great pizza. That's what's so great about Linden Hills is like, these are all local, amazing chef food driven.
Yeah, you got Stephen Brown at Tilia. You've got
right
Daniel
there.
Del Prado right there.
Yeah, and Tilia was one of the sort of original restaurants that helped usher in this new food revolution that we benefit from now, right? It was Tilia, 100%. And then pretty quickly thereafter, it was the one up in Robbinsdale. Travail.
100%.
Really chef-driven, like incredible things.
Like 15 years ago, right?
And funny, another side note, we were at Travail, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, does it have some white cheese on it? Because I don't do white cheese. And if it, and I started like getting in the whole like the what I will and the what I won't eat of it. And the waiter looked at me and he goes, you're going to shut up and you're going to eat what I bring you. And he left. And I looked at my wife and I was like, this fucking guy, I can't believe he would say this to me. This place, I will never come back here again. And after the end of the meal, I was like, dude, you were totally right. I should have just shut up and like amazing. So yeah. It lots of good places, and a lot of them reside in Linden Hills. Yep.
Word. All right.
Streetcar. That's the only other thing I want to say.
Yes.
The streetcar line was there, the Harriet Como streetcar line, and you can still go see the streetcar barn. I believe you can get a ride on it. It's a very small ride at that area, but on the west side of Harriet in Linden Hills, you can learn a little bit of history about the Harriet Como streetcar line. And I believe did that get all the way out to Lake Minnetonka at one point, that streetcar?
I believe it did, Casey.
Yep. So it took you all the way out to the Excelsior Amusement Park, which was a huge vacation spot for people who wanted to get
That's
away from
where all the bad guys would have got away with it if it weren't for those meddling kids.
Yeah, it was
Excelsior. What'd you call it?
Theme park.
Theme park.
It
Yeah,
was very Scooby-Doo.
It was Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, the old haunted Excelsior street park.
Yeah. And they
Streetcar.
all had to pull their masks off and everything like that. Right now, currently, what's going on at Lake Harriet is this thing called Art Shanty Projects.
Yep.
Every weekend, between now and I believe mid-February. Look up Art Shanty Projects. It's super cool. It's like they've got food and drinks and it's on the ice on the lake. And it's all these artists that basically make these artistic shanties, lean-tos, if you will. And it's a really great experience that I have not experienced yet, but
Artistic ice houses.
Yeah, artistic ice houses. Yeah. Not solely made of ice though. Like really cool.
No. They're made of wood, but they're on the ice. Correct?
Well, they're not.
Are they on the lake?
Yes.
Yeah.
they're
so
on the
they're
lake.
like ice houses.
There's like
They're
20
fishing
of them.
houses, ice fishing houses,
Yeah.
shanties.
But
They're ice fishing houses because we're in Minnesota.
sure. The only other thing I wanted to talk about with Linden Hills is CloudMan.
We already got Cheesehead the Gecko. No, we got CloudMan.
Now, don't disrespect the Stinky Cheese Man.
My bad.
It's the Stinky Cheese Man, the Gecko. So
Who's CloudMan? Sounds like a Simpsons character.
no, CloudMan
Duffman and
was
CloudMan.
a Native American
Oh, well then take all that
that
back.
oversaw a village in the area between Lake Bede-Makaska and Lake Harriet. If you know that area, it's really cool. The area between the two lakes has tons of green spaces and a butterfly garden.
Yeah.
But that would be the area that he oversaw, and he lived there. And there's this one story
What's
that goes.
his time frame are we talking about?
We're talking late
1800s?
late 1700s into
Okay.
early 1800s.
All right.
And there's a story that goes, he and some of his homies got trapped.
Were they called homies back then?
Yeah.
CloudMan and the homies?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
They got trapped in a snowstorm for 4 days on Lake Bede-Makaska. And they basically had to.
Wait.
Yeah.
That lake is like 400 feet across.
Yeah.
How do you get trapped on the lake?
Because it was like a sudden blizzard, I don't know, it just happened out of nowhere.
Okay.
You can look into it. It's a
Couldn't
thing.
walk 200 feet to the shore?
No, they got trapped.
All right. Okay. Okay. Continue.
And they had to bury themselves under the snow, and it snowed like multiple feet for like 10 feet in 3 days. And CloudMan kept coming up, poking out of the snow to check on his homies. And anyway, they all survived, moved their camp later on to
The shore?
in between the
To dry
in the
land?
summer when the ice melted. Anyway, there's a bronze marker near Lake Harriet that memorializes.
That's a legitimate story.
It's a legitimate story. I didn't tell it very well, but that's it. It legit happened.
You didn't eat some peyote or ayahuasca and
Aaron Rodgers. I watched the Aaron Rodgers documentary. But anyway, so CloudMan was born here. He was a very important figure before Minnesota was a state, and he ended up dying at a internment camp in a concentration camp at Fort Snelling.
Jesus,
yeah,
man.
after the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862.
Some more awesome history from us.
It's part of recognizing
Yeah.
and being aware of. We talk up Minnesota a lot because it's very, very, very great, but it's
Sure.
also got a dark past.
Sure.
And the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862 was quite the blight on the state of Minnesota and some of the people in charge of the state of Minnesota at that time.
All right.
But that's a history topic.
We'll get into that. We got to zip through the rest of this.
All
here.
right.
We're running short on time today.
I got a lot more on CloudMan.
I understand.
We'll talk about CloudMan
but
some other time.
brevity and all.
Brevity and all. Okay.
We're gonna play a little game called Minnesota Jeopardy.
God.
All right. So I'm gonna give you the questions.
I don't know anything about this right now.
And you are gonna give me the answers.
Okay.
Okay. 11,842.
What? The amount of lakes in the state of Minnesota?
Ooh, sorry, Andrew. It is what is the
what
number
is the
of
number?
lakes in Minnesota. Yes, 11,842 lakes in Minnesota. So technically, we should change the slogan to land of almost 12,000 lakes.
We should.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna write some politicians.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Butter cow.
What is butter sculpture at the state fair?
Yes. Yes, it is a life-size sculpture every year made out of butter of a cow that attracts thousands and thousands of onlookers every year. The Minnesota butter cow.
I'm nailing this.
You really are. The most compact zip code in all of America.
The most compact zip code?
Yes.
I thought zip codes were all 5 numbers.
Yes, but I mean like in land area.
Oh. That's in Minnesota, huh?
Mm-hmm.
55105.
No, I don't.
Is that not what you're asking?
Ooh, sorry.
What is?
Sorry, incorrect. What is the Mall of America?
Has its own zip
Has
code?
its own zip code.
Oh, I did not know
It
that.
is technically like its own little city.
I thought
and
you
it's
were
not
asking
55105. That's
you were asking
McAllister
something else.
Groveland. All right. The largest of its kind, it has over 2,000 different types of product and is located in Jordan, Minnesota.
What is the world's largest candy store?
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct, sir. Mosquitoes and the loon.
What are Minnesota's unofficial state mascots?
Close enough. What are Minnesota state birds? The loon is the official state bird, but it is often joked about that mosquito should be the
state bird.
Yes. I'm going to now define some words, and I need you to tell me what the words are. Okay? All right. We ready for this? A Scandinavian exclamation of surprise, exhaustion, or sympathy.
What is oofda?
Correct. Correct, sir. The state's unofficial attitude, super friendly, but sometimes passive aggressive.
What is Minnesota nice?
Exactly, sir. This means Minneapolis and St. Paul, not just any random cities.
What are the Twin Cities?
Yes, or the cities.
Fair.
A cheerful way of saying absolutely or for sure.
What is yeah, you betcha?
Exactly. A beloved Minnesota tradition where you can win meat at bars or events.
What is a meat raffle?
What is a meat raffle?
Yeah, indeed.
A revered region in northern Minnesota full of lakes, forests, and canoe routes.
What is the Gunflint Trail?
Close.
Oh, the Arrowhead? No.
Close.
Boundary Waters?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. A vague yet sacred destination.
Vague?
A vague,
Okay.
but sacred destination anywhere north of the Twin Cities. Typically has lakes and forests.
What is the cabin?
Close.
Okay. What is the lake?
No, we're farther away.
What is up north?
There
What is
you
up
go.
north there?
What is up north? That's like down the shore.
Yeah.
For the Philadelphia connection.
There you go.
What is up north? And the last one we'll do today. A cheer for the Minnesota Vikings inspired by Scandinavian heritage.
What is... I can't believe we fucking lost again.
Yeah.
What is skull?
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty good, man. You did really well.
I did well. Well, born and raised.
That was
raised.
impressive.
Thank you.
We'll come back to that sometime.
I like that. And I will be the questioner and you will be the questionee next time.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So we do have to get out of here quick, but I do want to just really quickly go into BoomTimes because I do have something this week.
Welcome to BoomTimes, a segment called BoomTimes.
I have something,
Yeah,
brother.
can you do yours in less than 5 minutes?
I will. I promise I will.
Okay, you want to go first? Because I'm going to cut you off when we're running out of time here.
Oh, I've got many.
We'll just pick your first favorite.
Okay, first favorite BoomTimes.
Yes.
Again, quickly. This might be people's first episode. BoomTimes. BMTMS. Books, music, TV,
Books
movies,
only?
sports. No. No vowels.
Okay, no vowels.
Only consonants.
Yes.
BMTMS.
Yes.
BoomTimes.
Yeah.
It, like you said, it can be like
It really can be anything.
Like in Philly,
Yeah.
John, right?
Yes.
Is it John or John?
John.
John.
There's no French to it, like John.
JAWN.
JAWN.
It can be
Like John the Baptist.
JAWN, but it can refer to a person. It can
Yeah.
refer to something over there.
Yes, yeah, it can be anything.
okay,
It can that John or that John.
BoomTimes. My first BoomTimes is Saturday night. I got back from Mexico on Friday.
Yep.
Saturday night,
Yep.
I went to a concert at the Armory.
Okay.
Jamie XX. Do you know who this is?
Is that Charlie XCX's little brother?
Correct.
Okay.
No, but he's British, but
Okay.
I don't think they're related.
Okay.
So there was a band.
Different than Jamie Triple X. Search that one
I don't
up.
want to know what that is. Back in like 2008 or something, there was a band called the XX that came out of England.
Okay.
Very good, kind of like lo-fi melodic music that,
Okay.
was good.
Sure.
But one of the three of them, the producer is Jamie XX, who put out a solo album in 2011. He put out an album with Gil Scott-Heron, who I assume you're familiar with. If people aren't familiar with Gil Scott-Heron, he is one of my musical...
The revolution will not
be televised. A lot of people think he came up with hip hop. Anyway, he was an artist and a poet. And anyway, he did an album with Gil Scott-Heron. He put out an album recently, but just amazing music. If you've never checked out Jamie XX, check him out. Go ahead. What's yours first?
American Primeval. It is a series on Netflix, and it's directed by Peter Berg, who has many Minnesota connections, the most of which is he was a
he did Friday Night Lights, right?
He did Friday Night Lights. He's a graduate of McAllister College.
That's right.
Which launched him and some other notable actors and actresses.
Do you know him?
No.
He's older than you, right?
He's a lot older. I did see him speak when I was in school. He came back to speak. Friday Night Lights fan, which is one of the greatest... I think
never seen it.
It's incredible.
I've never seen The Sopranos. I've never seen Friday Night Lights. I've never seen The
Friday Night Lights, if
Godfather.
you're looking for something to watch with your kids, and you don't mind a little bit of, raciness in terms of like sexual talk.
Sure.
It's great. We watched it over COVID with our kids, and they loved the whole series, and really launched Michael B. Jordan into stardom.
Oh, he got his start in. Okay.
Yep. So
American Primeval.
Yep.
Land
American
the plane.
Primeval. So Taylor Kitsch was another star of Friday Night Lights. He was Timmy Riggins. He was a great character. He originally starred in some like I want to say John Wick, but it's not John Wick. Like who's the Percy Jackson?
Sure.
And it failed, right? So he never became like the movie star that he could have. Anyways, he's now in his 40s, and he is the star of this American Primeval. And it is an incredibly interesting story, very dark, lots of violence, lots of fighting, but it is about the territory of Utah at the time that Brigham Young was governor, trying to establish that as a Mormon state.
Magic
It has a lot of fighting between Fort Bridger, which is a historic fort, the native people, the Shoshone, and some other tribes of that were on those lands at that time. The Mormons, the U.S. government, who was trying to put down the Mormon, quote unquote, like uprising, even though Brigham Young was a governor. And then Taylor Kitsch, who was there's a woman who's trying to get to see her husband at some encampment, and he is paid to help guide them to this encampment. and it's a limited miniseries. It's like 5 or 6 episodes long, and it is really good. Really good. We binge watched it over 3 nights.
It sounds like a horror movie by the title, but how you're describing it is not.
Nope, it's just about the primeval nature of like true sort of the true wars and violence that it took to settle that land of Utah, which is a really sort of wild, harsh land.
Yeah, dude.
Up in the mountains in winter.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And Peter Job did a great job.
Peter Job?
Peter Berg did a great. Peter Job did a great job berging that thing.
Just burned it out.
It's worth watching for sure.
All right. Quickly.
Oh, you're gonna.
No. I got more.
You're gonna make me late for a showing.
No. Casey does have a showing to go to. The Last of Us. I started, my daughter and
good.
wife and I, we already watched it, but we are rewatching it with my daughter for the first time.
Season 2 comes out.
I know, that's why we're doing it. We're like, we got to get you caught up, Violet.
Yeah.
You got to watch it. So last night we watched episode 3.
Yes.
Which is the Bill and Frank episode.
Yes, excellent.
Just
one of the best.
Oh my God.
Yep.
And even my 12-year-old daughter, if you've ever seen that episode, like she was riveted.
Yeah.
Couple more quick things. I
Jesus Christ.
I tried, as you know, Casey, at our Highland Park episode, Casey recommended On's Express.
Thai.
So it was my birthday on Sunday. I don't really remember. It doesn't matter.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So my wife, it was one of those butt cold days. My wife went out and got some takeout from On's. I got some text message recommendations from Casey.
Yep.
He was like, get a mix of mild and medium. And we were all like, F that. We're going to get all medium.
They didn't heed the warning, man.
No.
On's is
legit
Thai spicy, not white people spicy.
No, right. Medium is like
3. They got 10 levels, get a 3.
I didn't know they had the levels. I just thought mild, medium, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
you go mild, medium.
But so good.
Yeah, delicious.
And I broke through the heat.
Did you eat the number 56 the next day?
I did.
You try it cold?
Not cold. I warmed it up.
Okay, you warmed it up.
But it was amazing.
I eat it cold the next day.
That would be delicious too.
Something happens to it in the fridge cold.
Yeah, some congealio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, man.
Yeah, it was super good. I've actually still got some leftovers. I'm going to go home and eat right now. And then my last one
oh my God.
is Revival closed. All the Revivals closed.
Yeah.
So RIP to the Revivals.
RIP Revival. Heart goes out to all the people that literally lost their jobs with no notice.
No.
Woke up Monday morning expecting to go into a shift and had absolutely no notice.
That they had no job.
I will tell you that the rebrand in St. Paul wasn't good.
Okay, I didn't go.
The pizza was marginal. The chicken's gone downhill. They stopped offering 2-piece white a long time ago. Like, it's just... In the restaurant industry, either you are continuing to push the bar or push the envelope.
Raise the bar.
Push the envelope, or push the bar. Whatever you're going to do. You either got to raise the envelope or push the bar. And if you're not doing that, in this scene right now, it's too many great options. You're not surviving.
Yeah, it sucks for all the workers and it was
RIP.
Yeah, great. It was a great spot, and it's just goes to show you, operating a restaurant's hard.
Yep. And hopefully some new things will pop into those existing spaces because they're already set up for commercial kitchens, and we'll get some new life out of the
Phoenix rising from the
circle
ashes.
of life. Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining us this week on This Must Be the Place. We'll be back next week, possibly from a friggin' ice house on a lake. You're going to want to see that live on location. He's already thrilled.
Lord.
All right.
See you next time.
Bye.
This must be the place.